Most welcome for today's session of a business bank running on a West Nile TV. For those of you watching us for the very first time, I want to say most welcome on board. How has been, of course, the night, I used to say. I know this is another day. It always starts with greetings from your loved ones. So hope you're fine. Hope your business is okay. Where you are, you're absolutely amazing. For those of you already at your business premises, I want to say thank you so much. Let's keep on with the great work. Away from that, if there's some maybe challenges you're facing at your workplace, is there someone you can talk to? Is there someone who can advise you? And who is this person who is going to advise you when it comes to business? You need to put, maybe befriend people who are having a business mind. Whosoever doesn't have business mind definitely will not give you the advice that you deserve as being a businesswoman or as being a businessman. Today being that is the 21st of that is August 2024, and a very lovely Wednesday. You know, it's been very chilly weather within the week, but regardless, business moves. It all affects those ones who are doing maybe business outside, the street vendors, those ones in the balcony, those ones under the trees, under the umbrellas and so forth. Those people, yeah, your business do get sometimes issues here and then. The challenges, those are the challenges that how are you going to address these challenges? What do you need to do to address these challenges? Do you need to get into maybe a room where you're going to feel comfortable? Some people feel, no, if I'm going to be in that room, definitely no customer will come around. But you never know, yet you're destined to greatness and your business will definitely boom regardless where you are. There are many people who are working in corridors. How are their business moving? Ask that question, then eventually you're going to overcome some of these challenges unless you deal with bulk things. But anyways, being our 21st, I want to say you're most welcome. Your host is one more time Lady Bits. We are back on West Nile TV. Watch us on Star Times channel 477 and then Zuko channel 073. All the social handles were available, being YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any other social handle. We are right there. Guess where I am today? I'm not gonna tell you that, but my guest will do that. And let me, in a very special way, introduce him. A very smart guy, very intelligent one, outstanding gentleman, very, very unique in his own ways. I want to say most welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us your name.
Real names of Adiga George. On the streets known as Savvy. Massive shots, massive arts, massive cuts.
Massive shots, massive arts, massive cuts, yeah? Okay, 2 things at a go, 3 things at a go. So get to know that. Anyways, I thank you so much for honoring our call. Thanks for coming through. And we are here to know about you. There's someone out there who want to know definitely who is Savvy. What does this Savvy do when it comes to massive cuts, massive sorts, anything related to massive? So you're going to be telling us more about your business. Please go on.
All right. Thank you. It's a pleasure, I should say, sharing about me today. This has been something in me, and it's still in me, and it will keep being in me because I know there is a lot that someone needs to know about me or what I do or how I started it and all that. Yeah, so massive or personal me, it's been a day one thing that I chose to do, and like this was just I should say in my early age of life that I started knowing about streets and how to be independent on my own, not because I chose to, but of how life took me. But yeah, see where I am today. I can't say I'm celebrating, but yeah, the steps were a lot, and there was obviously the highs and lows that I went through. Yeah, so I'm here today, and the story is a bit so lengthy.
Someone will definitely want to know what that story is all about, and I am interested in knowing it because the massive sort I know has not been here. It's been somewhere else, but today as I come to you or as we meet, it's a different story altogether. And I want to say salutation. It's a great work, and that is what is called business. In business, when you are seeing your downfall, I've several times said that if you're seeing a downfall of what you do, go sit down, have a meeting by yourself. Most times my sister kept telling me that, Bits, I think one of these days you're running mad. What's happening to you? Because every single minute, Savvy, I'm having meeting with myself. I keep talking. When I talk in my heart, I feel it's not enough. I start like talking, counting my hands. Now when it comes now counting, that is a very serious accountability. I'm looking at who is having my credit, who am I owning, like someone is there someone who I'm supposed to pay, where am I going wrong? This lady will sit and start looking at me until she reaches me like, you are getting out of hand. What is happening? I'm like, I'm for a meeting. So this will take us straight away to know your story about Massive Salt, or maybe about Massive Cut, anything related to Massive. Please, we're really waiting to hear that from you.
Yeah, thank you so much. About the story, I'm literally going to go so fast or brief about this because I would not want to take a lot of time, yeah? But I'll make sure that I give you most of the story, or the whole story. Yeah, like about the Massive, the word Massive, this has been a thought one day that I felt all I was doing was appreciated from day one, because once you're doing something and it feels being appreciated by the people around you, and then obviously by then I didn't have a name to it, and then there's this thing that down those days, like someone has to be like, I'm giving my business my name. Who does that? Yeah, that's real. It's good. But then why I chose to go with the name Massive is because there's a way someone gets to say, hey, you have amazing work, the work looks massive, the work is good, like those words, like this is literally a word of expressing. Yes, like, so I picked up from there. But then the first word came from my graphics. I'm literally a graphic designer. That is my profession. That's the first ever thing that I had in me. I could do things to do with paintings, branding, so let's say designing of a lot of the art kind of things. That is what I do. I'm a graphic designer, and that is where the name started. And then it came to the barber shop. Like I had this little barber shop that I was working on couple of time back. Till today though, I'm running it on a low-key base. Yeah, but yet to put it out to the public at most. Yeah, I'm also doing that, being a barber. And then I had the name Massive Cuts for that. Remember, the Massive Arts is for the graphics. Yes. Yeah, and then all this gave birth to the Massive Shots. And then the Massive Shots was a story that I was no more into the barber cut, the barber side, and then I was more onto the graphics. But then obviously when you're doing good and you have people that believe in you, you're obviously going to blow or get something, So that is how the step got up to the Massive Shots today. And it was just an easy thing that I started taking pictures with my phone, and people go to be like, hey, I think I have 2 pages on Facebook. All are Massive Shots photography. One of the pictures, if you go through the other page that is not running so active, there is a picture of a kid in that page. That picture I took with a phone. So that was the day that I got motivated to dive into Massive Shots. Yeah, and then when I got some money in there, it was really not much money that I would say that was enough. But yeah, to me it was enough at that point. So I got the money and I was like, hey, what can I best do? Because now my graphics, I feel I'm okay, and I would not want to go so much. I don't want to carry a lot of pressure. Maybe I get something to add up and do a side thing. By then I didn't know anything to do with Photoshop, didn't know anything to do with the camera. So what I best did was just, I made up my mind one day. I woke up, I was like, hey, I think I need a camera. So got up to my mind. I went all around looking for camera, because the money could not go for a new camera. And then I looked around myself to go get a used camera. But then it was a good camera to me, because I ever searched about cameras that I would best work with and I use for what kind of work I decided to do here. So I chose to have a D1100 Canon. Yeah, but currently it's not there because you need to keep upgrading. Yeah, so at most what inspired me also was to do the photograph was I was at most in I should say in a relationship by then, and I loved my girl so much that I was trying to keep memories with, and then I was like, hey, this can't be with phone only. So yeah, I need to have my camera and like keeping these memories up. But yeah, it happened. I kept on moving with the work, and but then I was learning at that process.
Your most client was your girl.
Yeah, like it was just me. It was just around. Yeah, it was just around my circle of friendship, family, and all that. So then, to a point, people started liking, and then it was not revealed that this is my girlfriend because I needed that privacy first. So then people started liking, hey, like I need pictures, I need a photo shoot for my baby, I need a photo shoot for a birthday and something like that. So then I was like, okay, if this is coming to a business, then why can't I dive into the business? So that is when I took steps. And then I had to acquire laptops and started learning. Now my learnings were more online because I would not trust any other person. I trusted, yeah, but then I felt people were not really willing to give me the lessons on time, and that I was literally so desperate because I needed that, because I realized that it was on demand. I need to make sure that people around me get the services. So I started learning online, and that was when I got to move to the massive shots. Yeah, and then it was also more of like I didn't really want to go so much into the business, but then I was this person that I just wanted to be this guy who will tell story of the community, of how people live. I had this kind of people that I call them my models, but those were more of telling the story of where we live. So I could take them. We go down, let's say, to the valley sides or to the old buildings and take pictures. That is how I got to my steps with Massive Shots. So I could take those pictures. I was not having studio. I take pictures at my free times in the night or free times in the day. I sit here at home in my room, I work and all that. And then at most I had in me was to learn and get better. Yeah, so that is how the whole thing came up. And then it was way back 3 years back, 2 years actually, 2-3 years back that it came up to my mind that, hey guy, you need to do a studio, because you know there are people that who are so real. Someone is going to give you a gig that will not allow you work from home. So like that opened my mind. I've been having those questions, like, you know, someone be like, hey, there's this guy who can do for you the work, and be like, hey, okay, fine, where's his office? And like asking that question alone, like where's his office, gets hard to answer, because if I tell you that my office is home, damn, like yeah, that's not business. Like that's not business. The office can be home, but then it has to be something more, you know, refurbished, something more nice, not like just because like me, I've been living in a single room. That can never be an office. That's my living room. So that gave me questions and then gave me courage. I kept working hard, then I kept having some little events like baby showers, birthdays, even part of these introductions around that time when I was still a freelance photographer. So boom, I got some money. Now I was like, hey, what can I best do with this? And then what came to my mind first was like, hey, you need to have a studio. And then I made up my mind. I was like, okay, what does it take to have a studio? I went down to the media, of course. Obviously, that is where you're obviously going to have every other thing you need around you. People around are going to tell you, but they won't give you into details. They either scare you or they will discourage you not to go. Yeah, so I went to the media, looked up to things. Now I was like, okay, this is my budget. What I can best do is this. I had the first studio was up around Arua Hill, down when you're heading down to the army side, the barracks. Yeah, that's where my first studio was. And then I was there for literally like almost a year. Was then when I shifted to town to Obi Plaza. And then from Obi Plaza, see right now here we are at Concord building. So this has been a journey that I went on with my life around the photography or with my camera side. But yeah, all this time I kept on upgrading day by day. You need to keep learning, and though there were challenges that I went through, there were good times that I had in the business and all that. But yeah, starting up the business was not an easy thing, because you obviously need to have a step to take first and then make up to it. So I could say that is how it went with me. Yeah.
A quite interesting one right there from Savvy. I think we're going to go with a common name, which is Savvy, and we all know that every other successful person starts off with a story, and the story is definitely a touching one. The moment you're not going to be so serious with what you do, with what you desire, but you realize that you are not going to stand firm to do what you want. He talked about, being discouraged. He talked about, someone like demoralizing you. At one point to be like, no, how am I going to do this if this one is saying this? I think what I'm going to do is I'll have to stick to the plan and work according to my own desires. That is where he is right now. He started way back from the other side. He moved. This is the third place he's in. But I should say, I didn't visit the first place. You started the whole work. But the second place, yes, I was available. I saw it. I know what was happening there. But right now, where you are, definitely let me salute you. That is an awesome work. There's a great change. There's development, and we are hoping for the best. Who knows, even in the next 2-3 years, you'll be in 3-4 rooms. You'll want to have an apartment for yourself alone. You get it? So the other one is going to be for massive cuts. There's one room for massive arts, one room for massive assault, and then the other one is going to be just reception. Interesting one right there coming in from him. We all know now what he is and who he is, what actually he does, and how long it took him to do this. Which one generated money for him to start this? We have already known that. And you as a viewer, if you have just joined us, so most welcome. This is West Nile TV. The program on is Business Bank from the hour of 11 a.m. to 12 midday. And we are going to be with you one solid hour to learn something about business. Here already, if you wanted to be a photographer, you wanted to be an art, maybe a designer, you wanted to be a barber, definitely you're going to learn something and see where you are going to start from. Let me ask you one thing. When you started with the massive cut, which machine were you using for cutting hair?
Oh, that
is the current one? Because I remember at those days there used to be this machine. They just, if anyone, I don't know their names, but at least I have the picture. Someone who is watching us will definitely have a picture of what I'm talking about.
We call them clippers. Those are so more.
So is that where you started from?
Not really, yeah, but that was a bit so hard for me, and then there were challenges with it. Though I came across it, I had colleagues who were using those kind of machines, but then I was not so much into them. I chose to do more with scissor by then. Yeah, I would do more with scissor and then use my razor for linings and stuff. That was way back, because now I would for the clipper there is a point like if the blades are not so sharp, there's that point that it keeps pulling up the hair, and then you feel those pain and stuff. So in business, you need to have comfortability for someone. Just like if you're coming here, and that you need to feel home. So where I'm going to be using clipper, there is a way that it's going to disturb you. You're going to feel a bit of pain when your hair is being pulled, right? Yeah, so I was not with that, but I was so much with my scissor, and I was so much cool with it.
And your clients were at peace?
Of course, they were at peace, and that was most in schools. That was when I was still a student. Yeah, this has been early enough doing that. Even the graphics, that was early enough when I was still in school. So that is how I go to move on with my things so fast. Yeah.
Actually, where I was wanting to know about that is, those days mostly people do shave hair because with that clipper machine that they're talking about, and looking at right now, they are not actually in the market, I believe. So we have developed now where he is right now, and the machine he's using is quite different. It's this modernized one, and I believe your scissor is still there because that has been your, I should say,
I should say every other barber out there should have a scissor. When every other barber needs a scissor, every other barber needs a comb, every other barber needs a razor blade. And then your machine is the final thing, because those are the things you're obviously going to use without a fail. You're going to have a haircut that you may either only use even your scissor. You don't even need your machine, unless otherwise there are people who are going to come to your salon and be like, hey, today we're working with the scissor. And then what are you going to do? Someone is going to come to your salon and be like, hey, today I'm good to work with your razor blade, and that's all. So the machine will not do that with like what the razor can do, or the scissor can do. So you best need to have all those in place so that you can switch to the other any other time. Yeah, to give you your amazing work. And like me who likes having art of work, I would not only give you a card, then I want to see my art. So at most I need to have all of those and I'm good to go with. Yeah.
All right, that is what you get to know. But then there's no one who will just wake up one morning and start like, I want to do this and that. There should be someone behind that. That's why they're saying behind the successful man, there's a woman. And normally men say that that woman is not their wife, that woman is not their girlfriend, but that is their mother. But as long as...
Sure, that's a real deal. Talking about the woman being behind the man who is successfully, yeah, I would say my mother so much. Like I'm sure someone who is in my contact list, someone who is in my social media platforms knows about my love for my mother, because this is one woman that I know will never go wrong with me, and I know I will never go wrong with her. I'm not saying that any other lady or any other woman apart from my mother is going to go wrong with me, but then there are other circumstances that this person is obviously going to go wrong with me, or either me going to tap on a wrong button with them and there is going to be a part ways. But then me and my mother, we like this.
Hello?
So there is no break. There is no break there, because she's literally the second god to me. So that is the person I look up to, and she should be the reason behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me not talk about that. And of course, mothers are always mothers. There's nothing that can change that. Regardless, I love the fact that, you know, apparently it's getting changed. Those days, actually, gents do attack their dads more at heart than their moms. But these days, it's actually 50-50. Or you realize that they're even too much into their mothers than their dads. I know.
So much to my mother, like.
Anyway, okay, because
I know my mother has been so much than even my dad. I should say, yeah, my dad can do the best, but then there's that more that mom does. Even like there's a moment that dad is not there, then whom are you with? Mother. Yeah, so she's the big deal. Yeah.
Mom, big ups to you. Anyways, why I brought that is simply because there should be someone who inspired you or who motivated you to start this very one. Earlier on, you did say that you started the issue of a haircut right from school. When I've been in high school, yeah, I do get friends who do shave hairs. You'll be like, okay, that is also their ways of living. Sometimes it acts like pocket money. Sometimes you may even see such guys paying their school fees through such money. So I really wanted to know so much from you that who motivated you or who inspired you to start this work. Maybe you had a different dream. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been good. You know, I'm a middle kid. Okay. That's the other side of the story. I don't know if it is necessary, yeah, but I need to say it's part of my story. So I'm a middle kid. I should say, funny enough, I always say to my friends that I'm a half caste. Wow. Because part of me is a Ugandan, part of me is a South Sudanese. So nationality wise, I'm a South Sudanese. Yeah, but then I grew up and most from here. Yeah, but how the work of Baba started was when I was with my dad, and that was in South Sudan. Because, you know, being a middle kid, you don't have your mom around. You're obviously going to live with your dad and other siblings and then other mother. Yes, so there's that in mind that you need to have. At the end of the day, this mother has you, yes, but does not have you as your real mother. And then your dad has you guys general, and he'll do things in general, not in particular, you know. He's not going to pick you out of this and be like, hey, my son. No, so you need to have dreams to chase. So I was young, but then he picked me when I was like 9 years. That was when my dad got me, and I stayed with him for 6 years. But then within the 6 years, trust me, I went through a lot bad, and I learned through that time. I learned a lot. Yes, I learned through that. And that's when I started going hard with my hustles of the graphics and the barber shop. So I learned this all on the streets. I didn't pay for the learnings at most. Yeah, because this is, you know, once you're in that life, and then you don't need to have someone's life. You need to have your life, but then show it out to the people that you're ready to learn something. So the good people are going to show you the way. And then that's how I go to the street. So about that, like I used to have this car, a couple